when I was preparing to have this discussion with you, right, I found myself returning to Homo Deus, the book by Yuval Noah Harari. As the like a lot of my thoughts and a lot of my questions sprang out from there. It's a beautiful book. If anybody hasn't read it, Yuval Noah Harari's first book, *Sapiens*, and his second
Okay.
book,
Sapiens, I think I was.
yeah, the Homo Deus is the follow-up to *Sapiens*. So *Sapiens* is a story of how humanity reached to this point, and Homo Deus is basically a story of how things can go into the future, right? He argues that as AI and technology improves to a point that it is beyond human comprehension and beyond human catch up, there will emerge a new class of human beings. And I believe, out of all the possible scenarios that I can see in the future, I think that one is the most plausible. And you see that with a lot of new research that is going into Neuralink or other technologies,
Exactly, that's
right?
what I was
Right. So eventually, what will happen is that it is already understood that human beings will not be able to keep up with AI at any rate. We are already beyond that point. Now, in order to keep up with them, we will have to rely on technology such as Neuralink to expand our own minds and increase our processing power to keep up with the AI. The problem with Neuralink then is that there will only be a very elite class of people who will have access to that technology.
True.
And what will happen is that that will create an upper elite class of human beings. I would almost say that that would create a new species of human beings who are ultra fast at thinking. They have the entire information that is available on the internet in a split second on their
They can access it.
on their fingertips, and they are able to. And Neuralink would not just enhance their mental capacity. Neuralink also has the ability to enhance their physical capacity as well. Neuralink will be able to help people who are paraplegic to walk. It will help people who are paralyzed to stand up again. It can repair stem cells and whatnot. So basically, you're using this technology to hack your own brains and turn yourself into a superhuman. And Harari then goes on to say that the upper strata of this new species is going to be the class of human beings that will be working in conjunction with the AI in collaboration, and they will create a new world order where normal human beings such as us are reduced to stray cats or dogs or ants on the ground who are there, but they don't really notice us anymore. We're redundant to the point that nothing we do in this life or in this world will have any impact
Matters to them,
on what is going on upstairs.
That's one version of it. The one I lean more towards is that you'll find a way not to sort of give that sort of power to just the elite, but to the vast majority of people, to be able to implant that sort of intelligence inside it, so they can all grow together. And then from that point, you can imagine if all of humanity gets upgraded to GPT-4 or whatever 10,
Yeah.
and they all have access to that kind of intelligence. What God's name will be accomplished at that point?
Yeah. But that is the utopian version of it, isn't
Yeah,
it? That is like in an ideal world. But I mean, who's the first person who's going to get Neuralink? It's going to
Elon
be
Musk.
it's going to be Elon.
Yeah.
Because it's his company and he has the access to the funds to it. He's going to be the one who gets the latest upgrade of Neuralink first.
Yeah, hope he
right?
doesn't go too nuts over it, but
Yeah, that is again becoming a very very real possibility. Um, yeah. So okay. So in the short term, for anybody who's listening right now, everybody's scared for their jobs. In the next 5 to 10 years, are human beings and human careers really in trouble?
I think a definite yes. Right.
Okay.
In the next 10 years, most definitely. In the next 5 years, we'll get some really nice heavy shocks as jobs start to disappear, because automation software previously used to have very severe problems.
Yes.
Just by looking at normal screens, if the screen format slightly changed, it would totally lose it.
Yeah.
There were 3 lines, now there's 2 lines. What happened now? But higher intelligence like ChatGPT-4, even if you make a spelling mistake,
It'll be able to pick
it
it.
doesn't care. It will jump over it and understand what it actually means. So once that gets properly embedded, and a lot of companies have started to work in that space, like AutoGPT. And what AutoGPT can do is an example of where it can actually use multiple versions of GPT to actually accomplish tasks that maybe 2 or 3 people would do. Like for example, there was one instance where they said, okay, we need to make a software for a website. So they said, okay, we'll create 7 different versions of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
One will be the designer, one will be the director, one will be the team leader, 3 will be the code developers. And so it actually generated a lot of 7, 8 to 10 people just out of the software, and they will actually coordinate their actions. One is just doing coordination, one is doing high level strategy on it. So it's looking at the UI, the UX, and whether it will work, not work. it has that intelligence to apply. It will only stick to that space because I'm just the director and the overall, and the coders will actually concentrate on the codex portion of it, and you see what it's doing, right? It's basically taking out an entire company that you would have hired and thrown it out the window.